So, Captain Kirk, we meet at last, but this time I have the advantage. Do you? Do your guns work? No, neither do ours. What's going on?
Ho ho ho! We've messed you up! Now get off our planet!
Hello and welcome back to another episode here on TrekHammer, where we're watching and reviewing every single episode of Star Trek from the first ones to the latest ones. Today, we're near the end of Season 1 of the original series with Errand of Mercy. What we've got here is an interesting view of an enemy that is very similar to the Federation in its overall appearance to outsiders, but very different in how it works. And it's an exploration of how these two aren't as different as they'd like you to think, even though they'll really go at it to try and defend their own viewpoints to outsiders. Errand of Mercy is one of those episodes that, if you're not watching a full repeat, you might skip over in favour of Demon in the Dark just before it, or City on the Edge of Forever not long after it. But actually it's got quite a good storyline, and it is worth rewatching. Captain Kirk and Mr. Spock go down to a planet to try and get the locals on their side because of a Cold War between the Federation and the Klingons that is potentially going hot. I mean, they've just been fired on by Klingons. It's probably going to get hot, so they need this strategic place. Kirk actually equates it to Armenia in the battle between the US and NATO forces and the Soviets. It's that kind of situation. Meanwhile, the Klingons are coming to the planet to try and take it over so that they can have a strategic waypoint if they decide to fight the Federation. Neither side has actually decided, perhaps we should talk to the locals and get their point of view before we do anything. Kirk specifically goes down there to try and put the Organians, the natives of the planet, on the Federation side and won't take no for an answer. Meanwhile, Kor just turns up and says, right, I'm in charge now, you're subject to the Klingon Empire. Very different approaches if you're looking at it from the point of view of the Federation and the Klingons, but from the Organians' point of view, it's the same thing, and that's the core theme that goes right through the middle of this episode, which is quite cool. In fact, by the end, Kirk and Kor are basically on the same side, fighting with the Organians, not physically, but with words, about how they shouldn't interfere with the Federation and the Empire over their affairs, while for the entire episode, both of them have been interfering with the Organians' affairs. It's incredible in that way. It's very well written. Acting-wise, not bad at all. We get to see Kirk essentially going undercover, and we get a Klingon who isn't just an aggressive warrior, but a thinking man trying to do the best for the Empire. I thought that was pretty cool. So Kor's a very compelling figure, and he does it well, and there's a reason why he's well respected and comes back in Deep Space Nine. Meanwhile, we have the Organians, who some of them have already turned up before. Some of them I remember from the episode with the Red Hour and all of that, and Landru and things, because there are only so many actors willing to work for a budget on a TV show, I suppose, so we get to see some of the old faces again. They're sat there, mostly just smiling through this entire thing, which you think, for the majority of the episode, is just, these are naive, peace-loving hippies. So, no. When you get to the end, you realise why they're sitting there smiling. These are the adults in the room, smiling because the kids are playing. And they know that all of this does not matter. It's guys, I cannot overstate how much I actually love this episode. The way it's presented, it really does benefit you for a repeat watch, because it's so funny when you see it. Like, these guys are like, yes, I see your point of view. Perhaps these people could be bad. But don't worry about it, because you don't know what you're talking about. You see, we're actually not here. They're all energy beings, proto-Qs, the standard Star Trek super evolved godlike energy being, and they're just going with it. They've put on a form that benefits the people that they're talking to, and they're just nodding and smiling for the entirety of the episode. It's brilliant. Guys, I'm going through this every now and again going, this is brilliant. So I have no qualms whatsoever with this one in giving it a 10 out of 10. What factor 10, Mr. Sulu? Because even when I was watching it thinking, hang on, we see the Enterprise crew beam down, and then people start walking in and out of the scene to make it look populated, which, from a TV point of view, looks a little bit staged and doesn't look quite right. But then you realise that they are doing this because they weren't there a minute ago. These guys beam down, and then the Organians go, oh, they're physical beings. We thought they were energy because the energy thing of beaming them down. No, they're physical beings. We better have some physical beings on our planet so that they can interact with them. And therefore, all these people start turning up. I thought, when you see it from that point of view, this is actually really well done. And it explains so much of what's going on. So even the potential errors work within the point of view of the story. I love it. So yeah, 10 out of 10. Perfect episode almost. Right, guys, what do you think about that? Do you agree? Do you think I've overstated it? Or have I missed something that you think would have changed the score? Let me know in the comment section down below. But for now, thank you so much for joining me. I've been Zoe Kirk Robinson. You've been watching TrekHammer. Live long and prosper. I'll see you next time. I'd like to give a big shout out to everyone who supports me on Patreon. Without you guys, I really couldn't continue making all of these shows. And if you'd like to join our fantastic Patreon heroes here, go over to patreon.com/Zoe Kirk Robinson. It really does help us out. Thank you so much, guys.